Hi everyone, thank you so much for clicking on my video, being here with me today. I really greatly appreciate it so much. Today I'm going to be talking about a really important transit, which is beginning on January 11th. So there's other things that are going to be going on in the day, but this is going to be like the most important thing because it's kind of opening up a new chapter for us. It's going to be continuing on till July 2026. So we got about a year and a half of this new energy, and that is that the North and the South Node are changing signs. So the North Node is going to be shifting to the sign of Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. To me, this is like a really big deal. I feel like more than anything, the nodes signify like a new era almost, and it's like fated changes normally come in when the nodes change. I feel personally like I notice it more than any other transit. Like Jupiter could shift, Mercury could shift, but to me, when the nodes shift, like it's felt. So what does this mean? Okay, well, the North Node is kind of like an increase that's going to be happening. Wherever the North Node touches is an area that is highlighted and kind of our path forward. And the South Node is kind of what needs to be released. So when the North Node is transiting through the sign of Pisces, we might find that our paths forward are feeling a little bit more guided by intuition, guided by spirituality. These are going to be things that we're noticing a lot more in the collective. People are more open to spirituality. They're more open to different ways of living, seeing the world. There's going to be a lot more compassion highlighted, more empathy. Pisces also is a creative sign. So you might find that there's a lot more appreciation towards beauty and art and people who are pursuing alternative lives, doing something creative, more appreciation for that, which is going to be really amazing. I feel like it's going to be more easy to notice the divinity in all things with this Pisces energy. I'm very excited about it. I feel like I'm about to go through some pretty crazy changes personally. My moon is at 28 degrees of Pisces, so my prediction is something will be felt for me tomorrow. I'm also a Virgo rising, so yeah, there's going to be some changes happening. Speaking of Virgo, this is where the South Node is going to be transitioning, and the South Node highlights the areas of our life that we need to let go of. It's kind of maybe where old patterns or comfort zones need to be released. And Virgo has to do with perfectionism. It has to do with being critical, analysis, observing complicated data and simplifying it, the purification of things. It can be very, like, much a rigid sign if there's too much Virgo energy going on. So I feel like letting go of this perfectionism, this criticism, and moving more towards the Piscean area of our charts, which is more, it can be a little bit, like, diluted, but I feel like it's going to be better for certain themes, like love, for example. I've noticed it a lot recently in the dating world, for example. We have become very critical of one another, especially the opposite genders. You know, it's always about like what everyone is doing incorrectly and how we can gain more from the other gender. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're both two sides of the same coin, so we're both making mistakes regardless of if you're female or male. And I feel like this emphasis on Piscean energy is going to help us let go of this overanalysis, and more compassion and love will hopefully help us transmute all of that energy, because I've been seeing a lot of it. It's been going on for years now. So hopefully we can bring in a more like collective, like loving collective. You know what I mean? You'll also notice this energy is kind of being like set on fire, or like there's gonna be like you'll notice it a lot more during eclipse season, which is going to be happening in March of this year. There's going to be an eclipse in Virgo, a full moon in Virgo with the North Node still in Pisces, of course. So you can kind of expect to see some fated changes happening at that time. And again, it depends on which area of your chart is highlighted. If you're Virgo rising, you might notice a lot of changes in your relationships. Contracts are changing. Any legal battles will be changing a lot. Yeah, it just depends on your chart again. If you put your rising sign in the comments below, I can tell you maybe where you're going to be noticing some changes happening. And it's going to be on the axis of wherever you have Pisces and Virgo in your chart. Yeah, overall, I think that's all that I have for you. It's funny because when I started this video, like I always do, I start and I say something and it sounds stupid, and then I restart, and then, you know, I do that a lot because I have analysis paralysis sometimes, but today I just clicked start, and I was reminded that we are letting go of perfectionism in the chapter ahead. And we're embracing our quirkiness. Another story for you, this painting behind me, I picked it up at an art show maybe like 2 weeks ago, and originally I had picked up all of these like very demure, I suppose you could say, like nature paintings and stuff, and things that I looked at that made me feel very like peaceful and orderly, I suppose. But for some reason I was like very drawn to this bizarre painting behind me, and it's big. Like, I don't know if you can't tell with the way that I'm sitting, but it's like a big piece, and who knows what's going on in there. There's like a polar bear and there's apples. I don't even know, but I couldn't turn away from this painting. And I was debating if I should buy it, and I met this girl, and she came up to me, and she told me that she thinks I'm afraid of relating to this painting. Because, you know, I was trying to force myself to bring in, again, like these like nature backgrounds and these peaceful, like elegant looking pieces. But the fact that I was drawn to this might say more about my personality, I suppose. So it's kind of interesting. And funnily enough, we exchanged information, and I'm going to meet up with her for the first time for dinner today. So yeah, it's like a very interesting energy that's coming in, but I feel like it's going to be really good for compassion and connection. Anyways, I'm getting lost in the sauce now, but I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you if you are subscribed to the channel. If you aren't, I hope you'll consider subscribing and liking the video. That really helps me. Thank you. Have a great weekend.